Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidhi and you're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. Now, first things first, do not be surprised with my makeup. This wasn't really for a YouTube video. I was actually making an Insta reel because I was experimenting with some new makeup that I've just got from India. It's a really nice makeup palette from Revolution, and the illuminating shimmer from Lakme. So go ahead and do check that out, but let's get back to the more important stuff. Recently I had made a video where I've talked about what's happening with the aviation industry when it comes to the hiring, and I've talked about how there are certain airlines that are upcoming within India especially, and they have been hiring. One such airline is Flybig Airline, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the airline and also share with you the interview process and a couple of more things to bring that awareness to you, and of course share some tips along the way to help you with that interview process as well. Okay, so according to Straits Times, Flybig, the latest entrant into India's highly competitive aviation sector, started commercial operations on 3rd of January with an inaugural flight connecting Indore in Madhya Pradesh to Ahmedabad in Gujarat. The airline that operates 3 flights a week on this route started with 2 planes and plans to scale up to 20 aircraft with 40 to 50 routes in 3 years' time, said its chief executive, Captain Srinivas Rao. Now, he said the startup, which operates the turboprop ATR 72, will focus on regional connectivity, but admitted times will be challenging. The airline has 20% to 24% occupancy at this point in time. And having said that, there are a couple of things that you need to know when it comes to, first and foremost, the hiring process. So if you go to the website of the airline itself, you will notice that they have an upcoming vacancy for cabin crew. Now, this vacancy is primarily for experienced cabin crew, and let me pull that up and show all the details to you. So they are looking at experienced cabin crew, senior cabin crew, ATR. Applicability is female Indian nationals, so they're only looking for female Indian nationals with a valid Indian passport and a minimum age of 21 years. You should have a valid competency card, which is your SEP card, the license, with 2 endorsed recurrent, which obviously means that you should have gone for recurrent training at least twice, and or 1 year experience on ATR. Candidates with international flying exposure obviously would be given an added advantage. Now, in terms of the educational qualifications, it's a minimum of 10+2 from a recognized board or university. Communication, they're definitely looking at fluency and clarity of speech in both English and Hindi. Your minimum height and weight should be 155 centimeters for height, and obviously weight is proportional to your height. So they obviously look at your healthy BMI range. If you do not know what that means, please do go ahead and check out my other videos where I've talked about what is BMI and how do airlines actually calculate your weight when they are doing their selection process. In terms of appearance, it should be positive body language at all times and well groomed, and no tattoos should be visible while you're wearing the uniform. So this means you can actually have a tattoo, but as long as you wear the uniform, do go ahead and check out the uniform, and I'm going to put it up here as well for your reference. No tattoos should be visible outside of the uniform. In terms of the documentation, you need to send across your CV, a full-length photo, a passport size photo, and obviously your competency card in case you do not, whichever category that you fall in, if you have the experience on ATR, or otherwise you have to send in your competency, the SCP card. Now, in terms of the job type, it is a full-time job, and all you need to do is send an email to hr@flybig.in, and they will get back to you if you are shortlisted. And obviously, one of the criteria that they have here is that you should be willing to relocate anywhere across the Flybig network as per the company requirements. It does also mention here that Flybig does not solicit and take any kind of payment for interviews and recruitment. so that is something that every airline does mention. So please remember, if someone is asking you to pay money for the interview, please do not do that, because to be able to attend the interview process, you do not have to give the money. But that brings us to a very interesting topic, and everyone has been asking me about it. What happens when you are selected? Do you have to pay a training fee? And what really happens after that? And we will definitely talk about it a little later in this video itself. But at this point in time, I do want to talk about another position that has been open for freshers for this particular airline. But it is not directly posted on the website of the airline itself. And it has been posted on the Facebook group of this aviation school, which I'm going to show it to you right now. Flywings Simulator Training Center. Now, they're calling for all female freshers. It's a walk-in interview on the 21st and 22nd of January in Gurgaon, which is basically outskirts of Delhi. And to be able to get invited for this interview, you have to send a direct message. You can do that on this Facebook group itself if you want, because it says you can DM to get registered, and they will let you know, the venue and the timing. And of course, it says that you should have pleasing personality, good communication skills. You should wear smart business formals, and please do not send a WhatsApp, because I believe there is a number that was listed here some time back when they posted opportunities in terms of the recruitment process, and they have highlighted this in their email as well, and I'm going to share that with you very, very shortly. So that's one thing that you can do as a fresher. You can basically go ahead and DM them. I'm sure they have an Instagram page as well. I will try and look it up and put it up here, and you can actually send a DM to them there. So that's one. Now, this is actually an aviation school, and I will show you their website and maybe also share with you what exactly do they do and why are they charging for the entire training process. Now, at this point in time, if you are also a fresher, you can actually send across your resume to an email address which is listed here. And I'm going to pull it up quickly for you because I have someone. Yes, it says info@fwstc.in, because I have someone who just shared with me recently that she had sent across her resume to this particular email address, and they had replied to her with the steps of the interview process. And let me go ahead and share that with you. So she received an email from Flywing Simulator Training Center. They have asked to send across the updated resume, full-length photograph, which I believe she's already done. And here's what they have said in terms of the interview process. The first round of interview will be conducted on call. The candidate will be briefed about the training program and the fee. And the second round would be conducted on Google Meet. So on the first round itself, basically, when they will do it on a phone, they will let you know what the training fee and the entire training program is all about. And the second round will be conducted on Google Meet, which basically is another online platform. And of course, if you are shortlisted after the initial 2 rounds, you will be called for a personal interview, and your height, weight, and other necessary criteria would be tested. And of course, if everything goes smoothly, you will be given an offer letter. Now, I'm assuming experienced cabin crew can also send them an email to see if they want to go via them. Now, the reason why these two, Flybig and Flywings Simulator Training Academy, are associated, because, and this is something that I shared in the morning as well, the owner of Flybig, Sanjay Mandavia, he is also basically the director at Flywing Simulator Training Center. And they do have Flywings Aviation Charter Services. They do have Flywings Simulation Technique Center, International Private Limited Center. So basically, that is where the both Flybig and Flywings Simulator Training Center actually has a common ground, and that is the reason Flywings Simulator Training Academy is basically the academy, or rather the training center is the center which is going to be basically doing all the trainings with you. Now, this is quite similar to what SpiceJet has been doing with Spice Star Academy, where when they enroll you in Spice Star Academy, you stand a chance to be a cabin crew with SpiceJet, given that you actually pay some initial amount and you go through the training process through them. And of course, they help you with some education by paying some extra and things like that. So I believe it's going to be a quite similar process here as well, and that is why there is an initial training fee. And I'm going to put up a screenshot of the aviation page, which has actually shared this information with me, and of course another aviation page which clarified quite a fair bit of my doubts before I could make this video. These two pages, I do trust them when it comes to information sharing, and that is why I'm actually taking the liberty to share this information on my YouTube platform as well. So going back to what I was just saying, even if you're an experienced crew, you can actually go through this route and find out if there's like a refresher program and how you can actually go through them. So now let's talk about the interview process. Now, of course, I've talked about the interview process for the online platform. If there is a walk-in interview, obviously there is going to be face-to-face rounds where you'll be speaking to the HR of the company. You will obviously have to go through the grooming rounds. You have to go through the height and weight, rounds, and of course for the experienced cabin crew as well, what's the call for interview? The first few rounds could be online. The next few rounds or the last round could be the personal round. Having said all of this, I want to quickly share 5 tips with all of you here that can actually help you with all these rounds. So if the first round at any point in time is an online interview, please remember it's really important that you make that great first impression on the video interview. So the tip that I want to share here with you is that treat your video interview as a face-to-face interview. You should be able to connect to the interviewers even if you are on an online platform regardless, and that is how you can build that rapport and make that impression. The second thing is about your grooming. Advina, I know, has launched a beginner's makeup course, if I'm not wrong. You can reach out to her before your interviews, and of course we also have grooming as part of our coaching, and you can reach out to us and we can share all the details with you. So please focus on your grooming, because that is really important when it comes to airlines. The image really plays a very important role. The third thing would be your body language, which is your non-verbal communication. It has to go along with your verbal communication. So remember your obviously your pleasantries, your please excuse me does play a part, but obviously if you don't say it with a smile, it's not going to be of any use. So always display positive body language, a pleasing personality, and that will definitely help you in building that rapport, and obviously will make you stand out as well. The fourth thing is about your answers whenever you're communicating. Please do sound genuine. I think it's high time the interviewers have heard enough of cliche answers. And, as much as they would like to hear your genuine motivations, there is a way you have to project yourself and you have to present your answers. So stop Googling interview questions and start working on giving answers based on your experiences, based on, how you can be an asset to the job role that you are applying for. And last but not the least, the fifth one is basically for all the freshers out there. I know you don't have the experience, but I always say this all the time, you have 21 years of lifetime experience. So please go ahead and tap onto that experience. You don't necessarily have to have working experience to actually tell personal stories and make that impression at the end of the day. All right, guys, so this brings us to the end of this particular video, and I really hope that you find this information valuable and useful. Do get in touch with us if you want to know more about our coaching programs. I'm going to list the website details. We do conduct weekly webinars. Do come and attend them because that is where we not only share tips with you, but also actually talk to you on a personal level. I also do answer a fair bit of questions from people, and at the same time, we share all about our coaching programs. The next one is happening on this Sunday. I will post up the details on my Insta stories, so do that. In the meantime, all of you out there, keep preparing. Don't lose hope. Stay safe. Stay happy, and I love you guys.